Hello, this is Ms. Isika. We're looking at your 3.3 CGA homework for translating points. All right, so let's see what's going on here when we're asked to translate. Translate. So remember, what does it mean? First of all, to translate, let's write this out. A translation. Remember, our big umbrella term is transformation. Transformation, which remember is just talking about some kind of a change that's happening. So if there is a translation, specifically it's talking about shifting in a direction. So it's a shift in a direction, in a certain direction by a certain number of units. All right. So point P prime, let me go ahead and just leave that up there. So given point P prime is the image of, or excuse me, point P prime is the image of P, which is -2, -2 under translation by 1 unit to the left. What is the coordinate? Okay, point. I don't know why they say to point. It should be find. That makes more sense. Find P prime when given point P is that. Okay. And this is the specific translation. So what is the coordinate of P prime? So point P, our original, our OG point is -2, -2. This is our X and Y. And what they're telling us is we're translating 1 unit to the left and 3 units down. So just a reminder too with transformations. So right, our coordinate X comma Y. X is a change going left or right. That's what determines our X value, and Y is going to be a change that's going up or down, So left or right, or up or down. So they're telling us we're going 1 unit to the left. So thinking on for an X, that's the negative direction for X, right? Negative direction for X is going to the left. So 1 unit to the left means we're subtracting 1 from this point. And then 3 units down, that's the negative direction for Y going down. So we're also going to be subtracting 3 units from our Y value. All right, so this is one way to do it. We could also look at a graph, right? We could, graph it and do bunny hops, 1 to the left, 3 down, and find the point. But in this case, we're not given a graph and, might take a little bit more time to draw a graph out. So this is another alternative method. We're going to go ahead and subtract. -2 minus 1 is going to be -3. -3 minus 2 is going to be -5. Let's go ahead and plug that in. -3, -5. So -3 and -5. We'll go ahead and check. All right, we can try one more together. So we're thinking what's happening here. So again, the phrasing's kind of weird. So we're asked to find P prime given point P, which is 6, 0. And now they're telling us like a new notation, which I know looks kind of weird. It's like, what? So basically what is happening is this is the change. That arrow means the change that's taking place. So they're starting off with X, Y, and now it's changing, transforming, if you will, into X minus 6 and Y minus 1. So we can also kind of just like plug that in as like our side work here. We can figure that out. So X was 6 minus 6, comma Y, which is 0, minus 1. We can kind of just solve from there. So again, what did I do? How did I get these values? So where X and Y are, X and Y, I just plugged them in. So if that's helpful, kind of like color coding a little bit, then that's good. All right, 6 minus 6, 6 take away 6 is 0. 0 minus 1 is -1. So we're going to go ahead and try that in, plug that in, 0 and -1 for this one. Got it. Yay. All right, I'll have you keep this open. You're welcome to reference this video while you're completing the remaining parts in your homework. Hopefully this helped, again, especially how they kind of go through some different notations. As always, any questions, let me know. Bye, guys.